Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be interviewing a TV legend, Wesley Eure, the star of the original 1974 classic version of Land of the Lost. In the 80s, he was the host of Finders Keepers, the kids' game show on Nickelodeon, and he was also in movies like the 1978 horror classic, The Toolbox Murders. And he was also in C.H.O.M.P.S, a great comedy with so many great TV actors. And I'm having him on the show today. It's a big show, and I can't wait because he is a legend of television. And so here is my interview with Wesley Eure. Hi, Wesley.
Yes, hey.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I am doing fabulous. It's such an honor. Thank you for taking the time today.
Yes, I have bestowed my magnificence upon you.
So,
oh my.
Going back to the beginning, sir, did you fall in love with acting early on?
Yeah, when I was 5 years old, I said I'm going to be an actor. We're from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and my family had nothing to do with show business. They were professors and educators and stuff like that. And I stood up and go, I'm going to be an actor. They all just looked at me like, yeah, all right, okay. Move along, child. And yeah, so I always wanted to be. I think my dad left when I was 2 and never came back. And I think I just needed attention is what it was.
Did you perform in school plays and community theater?
Yeah. Yes, my first role was this is so difficult, was an oak tree. And I was a beautiful tree.
An oak tree.
I was Jewish, you know. And I think I was like 5 or 6 or something playing the oak tree. But no, I always found something to do and ended up in community theater, and then in high school I was voted top actor of the nation at Northwestern University. They had a summer program for wannabe actors, and won the Robinson Award, stuff like that. So, yeah, I always wanted to do it.
Nice. Of all the things you could have been, you had to be an oak tree with the first time you were on stage.
Well, but then later I got to branch out. So, never mind. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. So
yes, but I got to tell you, my oak tree brought tears to the audience. They could feel the pathos. They could feel that my little acorns had left me. I mean, the backstory of my plot from my 5th grade performance.
I was reading, you're from Louisiana?
Yeah, I was born in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm. Was
I was raised in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and Midland, Texas, and, a wanderer.
Yeah, I was going to ask, was Louisiana always the party town that it's always been known for?
It definitely was when I was 2. There was more. Yeah, I remember a 2nd grade birthday. No. You know what? I was there as a kid, a little kid, and lived in Mississippi and into Texas. So, but in later years, I went back. I used to perform there used to be this great dinner theater in New Orleans called the Beverly Playhouse. It burned down a few years ago, but I used to tour with Bus Stop. I was playing Bo with Bus Stop. And it was this great old speakeasy place from, I think, the teens or the 20s. And back in the day, they had chutes where, for Prohibition, that if the police busted, there was a chute you could throw the furs and the diamonds and the things down through a chute to the basement. But my favorite thing in that theater was the Star dressing room. And everybody had played there, from Sinatra to Judy Garland, everybody back in the day. This mirror in the Star dressing room was tinted pink. So when you looked at yourself, you looked fabulous. You looked young and beautiful. And it just fascinated me that they had that back then. I just, I loved it.
Yeah.
But it's now gone. There's a lot of theaters are gone. That was that was such a fun circuit back in the day. Everybody doing the theater, from Joanne Worley to Robert. Everybody from MASH. It was like a big old circuit.
Wow, yeah, that must have been incredible. I was reading that before Land of the Lost, you were almost lined up to be on the Partridge Family.
Well, it was after Land of the Lost.
Oh.
Land of the Lost was over. I was on Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
And David Cassidy said he was leaving the Partridge Family. And they were scrambling to figure out how to get the show on the air. And so they decided that they would cast a next-door neighbor to be David's best friend for his last few episodes. And then the guy that was to play my father would then marry, become the Partridge Family dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I auditioned for ABC. I went to Bobby Sherman, the teen out of Bobby Sherman. I went to his house and we recorded a song that I sang for ABC, and I got the job. And then David heard I was going to be doing it and said, I think I'll stay. So and that got 86, and the show ended shortly after that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I also read that you almost got on the Love Boat too.
Yes, I have a career of almost being. No, yeah, I was cast to be Gopher in Love Boat. I think they did 2 pilots. I think this was the second pilot, and both one was an ABC show, one was NBC. I was still on Days of Our Lives. The networks had decided I could do both shows, and at the last minute, NBC pulled out, and I had to cancel going and shooting.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's see. I got hired to host the Tonight Show in Australia, out of Melbourne, 3 nights a week back in the day.
Wow.
And then the government wouldn't let an American come in and host a show in Australia. I had to meet with the government in Australia. The newspapers were going, will Wesley make it? The answer was, nah, he's not coming. So, yeah. But show business is like that. It's always kind of the ones you miss out and you kind of regret and think about.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had a few hits, so that was okay.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get so lucky into doing Land of the Lost?
How did I get Land of the Lost?
Yeah.
Well, I just started on Days of Our Lives. Sid Croft. I met Sid Croft. He said, look, I've got a new show coming up. You should come audition. And I did. And and Sid said to me recently, I talked to him, Sid's 92 now, and Sid and Marty Croft, Marty's 86. And Sid says, we saw you the only day we looked at. I said, well, thanks. So it was, it's been a great show. Who would have thought? It's been 45 years. Mm-hmm. This year, it aired 45 years ago in September. It's amazing that people still remember and want to talk to us. And, Kathy, who played Holly, Kathy Coleman, and Phil Paley, who played Chaka, the monkey boy, the Pakuni. We do a lot of autograph shows around the country. And actually, our dad, Spencer Milligan, who has never done an autograph show ever, did one with us in Milwaukee this year, which will probably be the last one that he does. And we just have a ball. It's like Kathy, Phil, and I go and do these shows. It's like a summer vacation. It's, we just go and laugh and giggle and meet fans and have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sid and Marty Croft, those guys are just geniuses. You look at all their shows that they did, back in the 70s. They were all out of the ordinary, almost drug-influenced, and they didn't look like your standard network shows. They looked like that they were shot for cable access with no money, and that's just a testament of how genius they were. Yep.
Well, come on. Speaking of drug-induced, you've got Lidsville, Puff and Stuff, Land of the Lost, and finally at Comic-Con once, she said, all right, everybody, yes, I did inhale.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I bet the audience laughed at that one.
What?
I bet the audience laughed at that one.
Oh, yeah, Howell. He is so great. Sid started as a puppeteer when he was 7 years old in Barnum and Bailey's sideshow.
Mm-hmm.
Must be in the 30s or somewhere around there. And he lasted 2 half seasons, so when he was 7 and 8, and he he was a sideshow freak, and with all the fat lady and the bearded lady and the leopard boy and all that stuff. And he used to do his puppet show and sell for 25 cents puppets you could take home. And he always said, I told the audience, don't open them till you get home, because the truth is they didn't work.
Oh, my God.
Sid is, I call Sid up on the phone, and you don't talk to Sid. You basically just listen for an hour. And I got to tell you, it's the most delightful hour you will ever spend in your life. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, Donnie Marie stopped by the house. You know, Michael Jackson was over here. You know, it does not stop, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I heard Sid and Marty on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, and it was a lot of listening. I heard very little from Gilbert and his co-host.
Well, they invited me to be a special guest at Comic-Con a few years ago with David Gerald, who was our first-year head writer. And David, of course, is the reason the Lost became science fiction, not Swiss Family Robinson, basically. Mm-hmm. David, you know, he wrote Trouble with Tribbles for Star Trek. And he brought in all the Star Trek writers at the time, Gene Montana, Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov, created Enoch, our talking police act. But they invited me to come, so it was David and myself. I was a big surprise guest that year. And I get in the panel, and I don't think I said 3 words. Marty Sid just absolutely talked to the whole hour and left no room. I sort of kind of technical. You know, I get all the way to San Diego, had to find parking, got here, and go through the crowds of thousands. But I would do anything for those guys. I mean, but it's such an honor to have that as part of my, the fabric of my life. And I have thanked him many times. Said, listen, just thank you for letting me just be a very small part of your career.
Mm-hmm. What was filming like? I mean, was it really intense and a lot of hours?
No, it wasn't. It was Saturday morning. The budget was so, it was Saturday morning in the 70s, and they filmed 2 episodes a week, which means every 2.5 days we finished an episode. Mm-hmm. Unheard of.
Wow.
So we had these huge sets, and we had 2 sound stages. One sound stage was all jungle, the exterior of our cave, and a lagoon. The other sound stage was the interior of our cave and the biggest green screen chroma key set Hollywood had ever seen. The entire soundstage floor, ceiling, walls painted, and that's where they put us on the blue, and they would shrink us down and meld us with the animation, stop-frame animation of the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It was the first time, technically, I know the show looks hokey now, but at the time it was the most expensive and groundbreaking technology ever. They had never taken film, because they filmed the dinosaurs with film. We were shooting videotape. They created a process where they could meld the video and the film simultaneously. So when we're on the chroma key set, we could see the animation with the dinosaurs. They would shrink us down to fit proportionate to the dinosaurs. And then, they'd say, look at that light up there way high to the left. That's where Dopey or Grumpy's head is. And run to the right and scream. And we filmed it. But you could see it instant playback. They played it right back, and there it all was. And they could see if it worked or not.
Wow. And obviously you get along really well with the rest of the cast.
We're very lucky. I know a lot of TV shows and casts that have some issues.
Yeah.
But Kathy, Phil, and I, and Spencer, it really is amazing. I once told Sid, you didn't just cast my TV family, you cast my real life family too.
Oh, that's really nice. The first time I was aware of this show was in 1991 when they did the reboot series with Timothy Bottoms. I didn't even know your version existed until the internet. What did you think of that reboot series?
Well, it wasn't. It was so different. There was a Jeep. There was. It only lasted 1 season. It wasn't. It wasn't popular.
Yeah.
As well as the movie with Will Ferrell, which tanked big time.
Yeah.
And almost bankrupted, I think, Universal Studios. I think they $200 million, and heads were rolling all over the place for that one.
Yeah.
But the secret that Sid and Marty created with the first one was it was a drama about a family that was lost without their mother, and mother was dead, and there was a real drama that was happening there, and it was played for real. And I think that David, booked it and had writers write like D.C. Fontana and Larry Niven, all these amazing writers. Spin Rad, your sci-fi buff, these names.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think that's why I held up. And Kathy was such a good little actress. I mean, I've seen some scenes. I know it seems hokey now. I know the effects are so dated that it's not CGI.
Yeah.
but the story, as Shakespeare said, the story's the thing, and it's pretty amazing, I must say. The heart of the show, and that's what everybody talks about. We get people that come up to our table when we're at these shows, and we had some amazing things. There was one couple that came up. They were married,
mm-hmm.
and they were both blind.
Oh.
And they came up to our table and they said, "Listen, when we were kids, we could see." She said, "I lost my vision around the age of 9 or 10, and he had lost his vision at around the same age, and they met at a blind school. They didn't know each other when they were kids, but they watched Land of the Lost before they lost their vision." She said, and to this day, one of the things we remember and we talk about is what is Land of the Lost. And the girl asked the cat, "Would you mind if I feel your face?"
Oh.
And she felt Kathy's face and started to sob because she remembered the little girl with the yellow pigtails.
Oh.
It's pretty amazing. We had one guy came up and said, "Listen," he said, "my dad and mom," I'm telling you, this is amazing, these stories, and we get them a lot, but he said, "My dad and mom were divorced, we're getting divorced, and I didn't think I could survive this." He said, "I was devastated." He said, "At the end of the second season, we lost our dad and our uncle coming in." And he said, "I saw in the third season that the family could survive without the dad, and gave me hope." I mean, we get stories like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There was two guys that came up to us and they introduced themselves and said, "We used to watch you in Iraq, and we thought you spoke Farsi because we were dubbed into Farsi." And he said, "My brother and I watched this, and we became scientists because of Land of Lost." Well, it turns out there are now two heads of JPL, Propulsion Lab, in Pasadena. And they invited Kathy and I on a private tour to JPL, where we got to go in the private room and work the joystick for the rover on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
It was just extraordinary. The access and the lives that Land of the Lost touched, and that's all due to Sid, Marty Krofft, and I think David Gerald.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie yet. Did you?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
No. Kathy and I did a cameo, and it was just dreadful. And they cut it, so we're not in it. But, it became a slapstick. And, Marshall, Will, and Holly, which is who we were, is... So Marshall, the dad, now was an archaeologist, basically. And Holly, instead of being his daughter, was the hot girl that he was trying to make out with that was his assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So it had nothing to do with Land of the Lost.
Oh, that's terrible.
And Sid Marty, once again, at Comic-Con, said, "Yeah, I know. Blew it. We apologize."
That's terrible.
It seems like they do a lot of confessions at Comic-Con.
So how on earth did you go from running from dinosaurs to a ski mask killer in the Toolbox Murders?
Delightfully easily. It was so much fun playing a killer, and it was just so nice because I've been playing such goody-goody ways on the different shows I was doing at the time, and to be the killer, and it became this. It's a cult classic. I think Stephen King actually listed it. He said if you have 10 movies to rent for Halloween, Toolbox Murders was one of them.
It's funny, you know.
It was 1978. It was the box office hit, drive-in box office hit in like 1978 or 79.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a cultural phenomenon in recent years in horror. I mean, just as much as Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I've met a lot of people who have never even heard this movie, but they've heard of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, yes, I wish more had heard of it, but it was it was Cameron Mitchell and Pamela Furden, who was my girlfriend, and you know, Pamela was a brilliant child actress. She was in everything from Lassie to I mean every show you can imagine, and that girl knew how to cry. She could cry on cue, and we had performed together, and just and still are in contact today. Of course, Cameron Mitchell has passed on.
Yeah, and I think Pamela Furden was also the voice of one of the Charlie Brown girls.
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
definitely.
What was Cameron Mitchell like to work with?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
What was Cameron Mitchell like to work with?
Well, he was kind of interesting. He was kind of like, kind of distant and kind of nice and distant, and it was interesting because, you know, I was getting a character a lot. We had, you know, I would sort of, you know, stay in a corner and brood, but it was just an honor. I mean, we shot the thing in 12 days on location. It was based on a true story of a murder happened in the Valley in Los Angeles. It was, you know, it's kind of quick get in and out, and I only had a couple of scenes with Cameron, but I got to kill him, which is really important. So there's one scene where I killed Cameron with my knife in the kitchen, and I have a doll in my hand, and I'm nuts. Mm-hmm. And I had just seen the movie, the remake of King Kong.
Yeah. And
where King Kong takes, was it Jessica Lange? I think he played the
yes, Jessica Lange.
Anyway, so Kong takes her to a waterfall and is washing her under the waterfall, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, so I stabbed Cameron, and he's dead. I just ignore him, and I have this doll with blood all over her. And I just step over to the sink, and I added this. And the director just went nuts. He loved it. And I took the hand sprayer in the sink, and in my mind, I was looking at the waterfall, and I was King Kong holding her in my hand, and the blood was being washed off the doll. And that, to me, I had so much fun playing those scenes.
Mm-hmm. Did it provide like a therapeutic outlet for you?
Yes, I think I got some of my dark demons out. But you know, what was interesting about playing a role like that is that it took its effect. I mean, I was rooting for a few weeks afterwards because, you know, I had to burn somebody up. You know, my best friend, I lit him on gasoline, and Joey, and I sang a song as I burned him. So, I never experienced that as an actor. It just really, it lingered in there. Because when I finished, I went back to Days of Our Lives. I was playing Mike Horton on Days. Mm-hmm. And it sort of lingered for a while. So I always found it, you know, it's interesting.
Nice. So, after that, you did the classic comedy C.H.O.M.P.S, which, oh my God, I used to see that movie every other day on cable when I was a kid, and even in early adulthood, I saw it on cable every other day.
I got to give Valerie Bertinelli her first screen kiss.
Really?
I love that. Yeah.
Wow.
And I had such a crush on her. I knew her before I did the show. Back in the days, it's kind of interesting. There was a whole, that young Hollywood kind of crowd. We kind of hung together a little bit, like Mackenzie Phillips and Beverly Scott and Annie Lockhart, Lockhart's daughter.
Yeah.
And of course did Babylon 5, but Battlestar Galactica. And you know, so we kind of knew each other a bit. And so when I got cast with Valerie, it was wonderful. And I got to, you know, and that cast was amazing. Red Buttons, Jim Backus, you know,
Chuck McCann. Chuck McCann.
McCann. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It was Hanna-Barbera's attempt at a live-action movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so sad that Hanna-Barbera Studios closed, and the Barbera brothers, are gone. And
yeah.
that was such a wonderful, wonderful time, and I was such a big Hanna-Barbera fan too, cartoons.
Was that their first live-action movie?
I believe it was. I think it was pretty much the first and only. I think. I'm not. Don't hold me to it, but I think it was. And Don Chaffee directed, and Don had just directed Pete's Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
For Disney, so.
Wow. But my earliest memory of you was when you hosted Finders Keepers.
Find it! Yeah, I love listening to game shows. Just a guest spot of any like Password for the Match Game and all the game shows back in the 70s and 80s, 90s. And then I'd always wanted to host my own game show, and I got it with Finders Keepers, and it was so much fun. It was the best. It was one of the highlights of, for me personally, since I'm a game show freak.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun. We shot in Philadelphia at this giant 2-story set, and we filmed in an IMAX theater, a converted IMAX theater, because it was the only place that had high enough ceilings to build a 2-story set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to watch the show. It used to be on right after Double Dare, and then later, Think Fast would be on. I just had Skip Lackey on a couple months ago. He says you and him knew each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
It's so weird. I ran into somebody stopped me recently. I got where I was in Virginia. Somebody, he goes, I know you don't know me. I know there's this guy who he looks so old with the big beard and everything. He goes, I was contested on Finders Keepers. And you caught me staring at the camera. He said the object was they won the right to go into a room, like Alibaba's bedroom or Mom and Dad's bedroom, and I'd give them a clue like, Grandpa takes these out tonight, and they're looking for keys. And they could destroy the room. Everything was breakable. And they had 60 seconds to find the object to solve the clue. And he said, I saw the camera focus down because they were trying to show the audience at home where it was. And he said, I followed the camera, and I found the teeth. And he said, you caught me doing it. I said, I remember you. It was so odd. It was just, time goes by fast, I must say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those shows really established Nickelodeon because, a few years later, when they started working with Paramount and Viacom, then that's when they really skyrocketed with the kids' game shows and stuff.
Oh, yeah. They were so creative, and hosting the show, I got to meet some amazing people on the show. The celebrities would come on, and sports figures. It was it was really a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always liked working on kid shows and kids and stuff like that. I write children's books, and I created Dragon Tales for PBS.
Oh yeah.
Which ran 9 years. There were 3 creators, and I was one of the creators for Sony Pictures and Children's Television Workshop, which produced it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been lucky to sort of tap into. I think it's just because I'm Peter Pan. I think I'm Peter Pan. I'm an elderly Peter Pan. But and I just enjoy the freedom and the spirit, of childhood. And so I've always sort of gravitated towards that. So I'm working on new kid shit right now that I created, and which is pretty outrageous, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, you've had an amazing career like no one else has. It's full of versatility,
I've been lucky, I must say. I've just been lucky.
Yeah, are you still writing books?
Yeah, let's see. I just sold a new reality show, which I can't. It just got sold. I can't tell you what it is yet because it doesn't announce it. And then I'm going tomorrow. I'm going as an actor. I've been invited to be on a new show. We're having a first table read with a whole bunch of celebrities. Again, I can't say what it is. And then I've got my kids show, but that I'm writing that kid show and doing the voices for the animation and the puppetry that we're putting into the show. But yeah, there's a few kids' books. I mean, one called The Red Wings of Christmas, which is available online. And so a novel that I wrote that Disney bought for an animated feature, and I ended up writing the screenplay and the songs for Disney.
Nice.
Not sitting on the shelf, but they gave me it, and I certainly wish one day they would do it, but who knows? You never know in this business.
Nice. Yeah, I hope that goes well for you. That book that they bought the rights to. Do you have any upcoming Comic-Con appearances?
Yeah, we've got 9 this year.
Wow.
It's crazy. We're going to Ogden, Utah. We're going to, we're going to, some I can't announce. They're huge shows, but they haven't announced the guests, so they asked us never to announce. It seems like my whole business is, I've got this great thing going, but I can't tell you. It is amazing how the business works. Everybody wants to make the companies want to make their announcements first before you spill the beans.
Right.
But Kathy, Phil, and I, we're going to Chicago. We're going to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. We're going Florida, San Jose, California.
Ooh.
So.
Nice.
We got a bunch of them coming. Merced, California, we're heading to.
Oh yeah. I know that con.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's just a one-day con. We're going to go do that and then go to San Jose the day after for another con, which is on the Sunday.
Yeah, I think I know which one that one is too. Yeah, because I'm from the Bay Area. I think I know which one. If I'm in town, maybe I'll stop at one of them.
Yeah, check my Facebook pages. We have two in San Jose. One at the end of June, and then one in September. Awesome.
Well, Wesley, this was such an honor, like I said, and I thank you for coming on today.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me. Listen, it's so nice to be asked.
Oh.
So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, you're a TV legend.
Oh, my God. I think the only reason people are interested anymore is I think all of us performers from the 70s are slowly disappearing. And, it's sort of like, as long as you can stay alive, it's like cream is coming to the top. So.
Yeah. they're either disappearing or...
What should we call him? No, he's dead. Should we call her? No, she's dead. We call him? No, he's dead. Wesley, he's still alive. Call him. So.
They're either disappearing or they're signing autographs at the Hollywood show.
I did the Hollywood show in October, and I had a ball.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, going to, because I'm a fan, listen, I mean, I get to sign autographs, which is a huge honor, but I'm also a fan.
Right.
So, but this last time the Hollywood show, I'm sitting next to John Provost.
Yeah, I know John.
Last week, who I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I've never met John, but when I was a kid, I mean, I wanted to be with John Provost. I wanted to be Timmy on Lassie. And there I am sitting next to John, and we had more fun getting to know each other. And Lori, his wife,
I love Lori.
Now booking us cast Atlanta Lost for some of the conventions. But Mary Wilson. We were hanging out with Mary Wilson from the Supremes. All these people you get to meet, like Don Welch from Gilligan's Island.
Right.
It's extraordinary because, we get to interact on a different level because, we're all, side by side at a table. We were at Dragon Con a few years ago, and I sat for 5 days, right next to Lou Ferrigno.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
The Incredible Hulk.
Get any better than that.
Yeah. I haven't been to the Hollywood show yet, but someday I'm going to go, like maybe this year when I go out to L.A. and stuff. But
nice.
But yeah, like I said,
a guy named David Eckley puts on the show, and it's one of the great shows. After you get some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Last time we were there, Rhoda was there, Valerie Harper was there,
right?
Ed Asner was there. It's extraordinary the people who show up.
It sure is. And John and Lori have told me about it, and I'll definitely try to make it to one of those this year. But like I said, I'll try to make it to one of the ones you're at as well.
Well, it'd be nice to meet you in person.
It sure would be. Well, Wesley, you have yourself a fantastic day.
All right, and thanks again for asking.
My pleasure, sir.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Take care. Well, there you have it. Wesley Eure. Ain't he a cool dude? Yes, thank you, Wesley. You're a very sweet, humble guy, and I'm glad that you don't take your career for granted, because there's enough of that in this world. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.